Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about the list. So why list? For an example, so far what are we doing? We are just taking any variable, like for an example, I'm just taking the number. And so far we are assigning the 1. But what if I want to assign multiple values? So in that scenario, we use the list. So if we define anything, so list are ordered and mutable. So what is the meaning of the mutable? Means we can modify list also. So list are ordered, mutable, and it's basically a collection of the element. Now these element can be different data type. You understand the data type means we can assign integer, we can assign string or any other data type also, and even we can assign a different list also. So this is the list. So let's define it. So how we define? We have to use the big brackets. Inside that we have to define and we have to separate using the comma. Here you can see this is the way of list. So for an example, I'm going to rename it with the list 1. So this is the one way. Another is if I want to assign in the string format, for an example, so apple, and I will take like cherry kind of. We can have the another value. Let me take the list 3, and here what I'm going to do, I'm going to assign 1 means value. I'm going to take hello means any string. As I told you, list we can define the different type of the data also, and I'm going to here 3.4 as a float and a different list as well. So that is the thing. Now for an example, let me take another list 4, and here I'm going to take 1. Again I'm going to take .NET Office, and here I'm going to take list 3. So that also we can define, because it's a list, we can define it. So these are the ways. Here you can see list is basically a collection of the types or the elements. Different type we can define in the different ways. Now for an example, I want to fetch some value. So for an example, what I'm going to do, I'm going to print of what? So here I'm taking list of 1. So list is start from the 0. So 1, if I will run at point of this time, what it will print? So list of 1, it is printing as it is. Is it printing any data? And the reason is it is printing as it is because we make one mistake, because our variable name is list 1. That's why it is considering as a string and printing as it is. So list 1, and at point of this time when I will run this, it is printing 2 because it starts from the 0 and then it is 1, 2, 3 in that way. So like this you can type any kind of a string. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to print here list 3 and 0, 1, 2 and 3. What if I will print this one? So let's do. So what it is printing, it is printing another list, and here what I'm going to do, I'm going to take another 0. Will it print anything? Let me run this. Here we can see it is printing 1, means on this we are taking another list also. What if there is not any other list and I'm going to print that one? In that case, if I will run, it will give the error, and what it will say, there is nothing on that particular, like it is giving that line on this line, there is no data, and is obvious because it's a single string and inside that there is nothing. So let me get back and let me change it to the 1, and let's run this. We will see the 2 because on this one it is 2. Now instead of 3, let's take it as a list 4, and here first let's get rid of this one, and here I'm going to take as in 2. And when I run this one, what we will see? We will see the full list, like list 3 means it is printing the full list. Here we can see, and here what if I will print on this one again 3? So at point of this time, what it will print? It will print this, and on this one if I will print like 2, it will print 3. So this is the way list means we can define any type of the list, means any type of the data we can take in list. So that is the way of the printing. Now other thing, it is immutable. Sorry, it is a mutable. Mutable, let me put list is mutable. It means we can modify. We can modify it. Means we can put any kind of a data. Or like we can insert any kind of the data in this. So how we can do? So for an example, what I'm going to do in the list 2, I want to add one more fruit. So how I can do this? Dot append, and now inside this one let me add anything like banana, and let me print now, print list 2. Let's run this. When I will run this, we will see it is adding one more item to this list. So since list is mutable, so we can change the data, we can remove the data from the list. So if you want to remove it, for an example, here what I'm going to do, I'm going to list 2 dot remove, and here if I want to remove, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take as an index on which index I'm going to remove, and then if I will print, so let's see here. So here for an example, I want to see after deleting, and here after adding. So if you want to print multiple value, just give your text and separate by the comma, it will print. So when I will run this, currently it is giving, let's see what it is giving. So here it is saying like on the index it is not finding anything, and it is saying like X is not in the list. Means it is here what it is expecting, it's basically expecting the match from the list. So what we have to do, instead of the index we have to give the particular text which we are adding. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy the particular element name and then run this. So when I will run this, we can see first is 3 since we are printing this record, then after adding it is giving the full list, and then after deleting it is giving this list. Now other way what I can do, even we can change the value. For an example, I am taking list of 2 only, here list 2, and here, so what it is printing? Apple. Now instead of apple, I want to say it should be a new apple. And now I'm just going to copy it so it will make us to write fast. So after updating, now let's run this list 2. Let's run this again. So after updating, instead of apple, what it is giving? New apple. So this is the way we can play with the list. And okay, so now first let's get rid of all this one, and currently we are having on the list 1. Now previously we have seen like to remove any element from here, we are using the remove. Apart from that, what we can do, we can use the data structure called pop and push. So pop is basically to remove the data first in first out. In that case, like it will remove from there. So for an example, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do list 1 dot pop, and let's print it, print list 1. At point of that time, this time when I will run this, what it will give? 1 2 3 means it is removing last element from here. If we are not going to give any index here, what it will do, it will remove the last index. What, instead of like giving an empty, I'm just going to give the index. For an example, 1 means now it will print 1 3 4, 2 will be removed. So when I will run this one, 1 3 4, you can see this way we can remove it. Now for an example, so this is the way we can delete it. Now different way is, for an example, I just want to delete everything after the index 1. So what we can do, we can use the del, and here after that what we have to do, we have to define it list 1. And how we have to define, like for an example, after the index 1 it should delete everything. So I will put the colon. So in that case what it will run, in that case it will run only 1. The reason is after this 1 it is going to delete everything, so that's why it is printing only the 1. And instead of 1, if I will write 2, so in that case what it will print 1 and 2. So this is the way. If you want to delete multiple element from the list, we can use this also. Apart from that, we have so many inbuilt method. For an example, if I will use the sort, so this also we can utilize. For an example, here I'm going to give the 7 6, here I'm giving the 7, and when I will run this one, what it currently it is saying none. Let's see what wrong we have done here. And the reason is because it internally make it sort, but like once it got sorted, before that we are printing it. So what we have to do, just we have to make it here, and let's put it here. So in that case, when I will run this, we will see we are having the sorted list. This will work for the string also. And apart from that, if we want any max from the list, so for an example, I want to see the max element. So in that case, what it will give the 7, because it's a max. Similar way we can do the min also. Now for an example, if I want to add multiple value, means instead of the 1, if I want to add the multiple value to the list, so how I can do? So for that one, list1 dot extend. So extend is basically like help us to add multiple value. So break it, and inside this one I want to add 8899. For an example, 2 element I'm going to add, and let's get rid of this one. And when I will run this, we can see 2 new values it is going to add, and it is add basically at the last. So this is the way we can play with the list. There are so many things which we can do with the lists. So that's it for this video. If you have any question and doubt, please comment. Thank you.